I wanted to know something about the Jyothirlinga. Can you shed some light on the significance of it and whether it could be used for a spiritual process?
No, we only promote Dhyanalinga. So what's a Jyothirlinga? As this has been among one of the few cultures on this planet, or many ways, if you take it in terms of its geographical size, probably the only one of such size where the whole population, the very structure of the society, for thousands of years was focused only on the ultimate well-being of the human being. Material well-being, the immediate well-being was just handled as a small part of one's life. The moment you're born in India, your life is about mukti. Your life is not about your business. Your life is not about your wife or your husband or your children or your parents. Your life is only about mukti. You even bear children only because they are tools for your mukti. Yes or no? You don't know? See, why do you think in India, for ages people have believed they want to have a son, not a daughter? Because when he dies, he will do certain things for you where it assists your journey. So everything is about mukti. Just every aspect of life is only about your liberation. So the whole society was structured like this. So they naturally wanted to use every possible device that they could create, every possible situation in life to enhance this process. If you got married according to traditional Hindu rites, maybe you were at that time very enamored with your would-be spouse. You didn't listen to all the things that were saying. That man who came there, the priest, was telling you just this, that this union of you and your husband or you and your wife meeting is not important. You both of you meet and make use of this for your ultimate union. That's what he's mumbling away. You don't hear him and he also doesn't know what he's saying. That's a different thing. But essentially, that is what the whole thing was about. So it was not about you getting married. It was about, because you have some compulsions within you, using those compulsions as a tool for your ultimate well-being. You are not free of those things, so use them so that you reach towards your ultimate. So everything was just about that. In this context, they created powerful devices. There have been many kinds of devices. Jyothirlingas have been very, very powerful tools in this direction. Some of them are still very, very alive and intense. It could be definitely useful. If one is become meditative by his own nature, then outside help may not be so much relevant. But one who is not, for him it is very, very relevant. It's a very powerful experience to be in the presence of such forms. I'm not made to be going temple visitations, but I happened to go to one of the Jyothirlingas because my guru had been there and I just wanted to go for the sake of that. So I went to Ujjain. You been there? The temple looks like a bad public bathroom. Because this temple was demolished a few times and they put the lingam was shifted here, there. Now their sense of… India's sense of aesthetics is all in ceramic tiles, you know. So they put bathroom tiles all around because it's easy to clean and they think it's nice. I'm saying the whole situation around is miserable in every way. But you go sit there, it'll blow the hell out of you. This little form, just this little piece of stone which is sitting there for thousands of years, it'll just shake the hell out of you. It's still reverberating like it was made yesterday. So, they have a tremendous power because they were consecrated and made in a certain way. Many of them have died because of various things that have happened to them. This one has been vandalized in many ways. The invaders demolished these temples and I think 2 or 3 times it was rebuilt. The recent rebuilding, their aesthetics changed into, you know, like this bathroom kind of aesthetics. Don't laugh at a bathroom, it's a very useful place. Some time ago, when someone asked me something about building… someone was wanting to build a temple slightly into the road in Delhi because, you know, whatever. It's a good place to set up any business. Not on the side, slightly into the road so that you can't miss the place. So someone came and asked me, what do you think about this? I said, I think in the streets of Delhi, I don't think we need a temple, we need toilets. So they asked, do you think toilets are more important than temple? That's not the point, but peeing is more important than praying. 5 times a day, whether you pray or not, this you have to do 5 times a day. So next day they printed, you know, the headline was, Sadhguru says, peeing more important than praying. Why I'm saying this is a fantastic science, how to use life energies to enhance human life in such a phenomenal way. Unfortunately, we've fallen on bad times. We've lost that sense of what it is. And all kinds of ridiculous things are happening around it. People have turned it into not even a good business, a horrible form of business. If you go there, they're almost trying to take the flesh off your body, all those people, you know, they're plucking at you like this. So, they become bad places, but still they have not been able to kill them. That's the beauty of it. If any of you are going on the Himalayan Yatra this time, are you? Some of you are? Himalayan trek? Not the Kailash, the Himalayan trek. If you're going on the Himalayan trek, you will see the temple at Uttarkashi. It's 2025-30 years old now. It's like reverberating in such a fabulous way. People who created it, they're like masters of life. What they create you can't kill no matter what you do. This temple is also reasonably well kept. They set up a tradition, the same families are still, you know, doing the maintenance and things. They kept it quite okay, not very good, but quite okay. They're not bad like these places. And the invaders didn't bother to go climb up Himalayas and demolish temples. So, they're very powerful tools, very, very powerful tools if one knows how to make use of it. You can reorganize, if you know how to do this, you can reorganize the constitution of your system in the presence of a linga like that, completely. You can rewire your system completely if you know how to make use of them. So for every kind of linga that they created, they had a specific sadhana attached to it. Sadhana is all gone. Temple has become like a monument for somebody who died long ago. Unfortunately, it's gone there because the necessary sadhana is gone. For example, in South India, they built these 5 temples for 5 elements, you know this? People who come from Tamil Nadu should know. For every element, they built a temple, making the whole geography like a human body, so that people could make use of it and do the necessary sadhana. Now we divided the states, one temple went into that state, another temple went into this state, you know. And the sadhana is gone, that's the worst part. We thought we will make this 5-temple tour with a group of people, doing 3 days sadhana in each one of these things, because these temples were built for Bhuta Shuddhi. Bhuta Shuddhi is the fundamental practice in the yogic culture. You know what's Bhuta? Not that, not Bhut. You know what's a Bhuta? Bhuta means the elements. So Bhuta Shuddhi means becoming free of the elements. If you become free of the 5 elements, tell me what all are you free of? Everything that's physical, you're free of it, right? That's being spiritual. Ultimately, all spiritual process originates in terms of sadhana, all spiritual process, all sadhana originates from this fundamental sadhana called Bhuta Shuddhi. Many variations have been done, but the essential Bhuta Shuddhi is such a powerful practice. Generally, ascetics stuck to it, other people lost it, now they have also lost it. The temples are still intact, fortunately. Even now it could be made use of. We thought we will make this tour, but due to unmanageable numbers, we've given up. How do I tour in Tamil Nadu with a group of people without gathering thousands of people? So, they are very powerful tools. I don't know how many of these Jyothirlingas are still alive, but some of them are, and they're very, very powerful tools. If someone has the is it in… this Ujjain is in Maharashtra? Madhya Pradesh, okay. So if any of you have the necessary influence or the money, if you can change this bathroom aesthetics of this great temple, it's such a great possibility, but they make it look like a bathroom. Bathrooms… this happened. There was a junior officer working in the PMO's office, the Prime Minister's office. After some time, he moved his table from one end of his office to another, there to another place, 2 days there, 2 days here, 2 days here, everywhere he moved. Then he moved into his secretary's room, then he moved out into the corridor, then he moved further down the corridor, and one day he set up his table in the men's room and started working there. Then everybody was noticing this migration process happening. Nobody wanted to say anything. Then when they saw he's established his table in the men's room, they knew something is really wrong. But nobody wanted to approach him directly, so they called the office psychiatrist. They said he's working from the men's room. So the psychiatrist went and spoke to him, but he looked quite normal, he speaks quite well, everything is fine. Then gently he asked him, "Why have you set up your table in the men's room?" So the officer said, "After moving all over, I realized this is the only place where people know what they're doing. So maybe that's a reason these aesthetics have come.
Pranam Sadhguru. Recently, the Isha males have been having a quote from you which says, "The time for love, life and laughter has come." Is it a prophecy, a preparation or what?
Oh, not recently, but 25 years I'm signing like
maybe
this.
I'm new to it.
So time for love, light and laughter has come. Tell me, is there any time when it's not time for love, light and laughter? Which time is not that? Is there some time when it's not the time? Is there some time when it's not time for exuberant life? Is there some time like that? No, when somebody is dead in the house, especially if somebody is dead and you understand how fragile this life is, all the more important that you intensify your aliveness, isn't it? Because one day you'll be dead anyway. It's a strong reminder to you. If someone around you dies, it's a very strong reminder to you that this is a fragile life, you know? Puss, 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 puss. Gone. Yes or no? Nothing else. Inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation. Next inhalation didn't happen, gone. Don't think too much of yourself. Just if I take away your breath, you're gone. So when you know it's such a fragile life, which time is not the time for love, light and laughter? Is it a prophecy? It's a pleading. Recently, there was an English this is an Englishman who was staying in the ashram for quite some time. And he was a very successful CEO at one time, and then he went through some bad times and he got involved in he was in a major train accident. After that, he almost got killed, but he came out of that. Those few moments of terror that he went through, thinking that he's going to die, suddenly shook him out, and then suddenly he didn't find his CEO's job too interesting or meaningful, so he tried to do many things. He dabbled with all kinds of new age spirituality and various kinds of things, whatever was available in London. Back streets he tried. Then about 2 years ago, he landed up in my lab. So, last few months he's been staying at the ashram. He just left, I think, a few days ago. A very different man now. 4 months he stayed there, and completely different man in terms of how his face looks. He used to be always, the whole European philosophy makes you think that the whole damn existence is one big problem and you have to solve it, The whole European philosophy goes from that fundamental that there is a serious chronic problem in the existence and it needs to be fixed. So, he was getting more and more spiritual. The face was getting longer and longer, not because of a beard, but just by itself. Now his face has become like this and very happy and all that. So, just before going a few days ago, I met him. Then he was saying, Sadhguru, these 4 months, he went through the samyama and all that. His 4 months have been the best part of my life, and why did you come after I'm 60? I said, I've been around since you were 10. It's you, what do I do? in search of gold and wealth and land. You guys came 300 years ago. Why are you not coming for this now? So he said, Sadhguru, if you have one advice, please tell me something that I can remember always, so that I don't go back to my old ways. His name is David Bloom. So I said, just remember your name in two parts, David Bloom. That's all. Whoever named you, they did a good job, but whenever you introduce yourself, you say, I'm David Bloom. That's not it. David Bloom. Oh, it's an instruction, he said. I said, yes, that's all. So that's all it is. It is not a prophecy, it's an instruction. Time has come for love, light and laughter. It is not a prophecy, it is an instruction. Do you get it?